Kyle Tucker revealed that something just clicked in an at-bat that he had yesterday. And after that, he just felt like he hit his groove. He feels comfortable. Could the best be yet to come for our time with Kyle Tucker here in Chicago? Let's talk about it. And we got to wave that W flag, baby. Yes, y'all. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mike Jones, back again in the number one spot for all things Chicago Cubs. That's right, Chicago Cubs Central. I appreciate each and every last one of you, part of the C3 fam. Shout out to all the new subscribers that we have. The channel is growing, and I appreciate each and every last one of you. Hey, do not miss out on the fun. You don't just have to listen to the podcast, but you can also be a part of the podcast. That's right. You can leave a voicemail at 217-816-5498. Or you can write me an email at cubsbaseball1992@gmail.com. It's been a little bit since we did a little mailbag, so I'm begging one of you guys to come on out, join, and be a part of the show. Let's talk about our Chicago Cubs, who improved to 30-20 on the season by beating the Miami Marlins and taking 2 out of 3 games in this series. They won today 2-1. Very low scoring game, more of a pitcher's duel. The Chicago Cubs had some great defensive plays by Nico Horner and by Matt Shaw that saved runs. Cade Horton proved to me some things, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But also, you can call this a Kyle Tucker game. And that's kind of where I want to start off. Kyle Tucker in this game, guys, just took this game over and took care of business. And what do I mean by he took this game over and he took care of business? The Chicago Cubs were scuffling. They didn't know what to do when going against Brad. When going against when going against Meyer. Meyer pitched 6 innings, had 5 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 4 Ks. But he was able to get weak contact. And Chicago Cubs offense was scuffling after having a big offensive pouring out the night before. So you kind of thought like, man, this game, the longer this game goes on, the more it benefits the Marlins and the more they may actually end up winning this game on maybe another lucky walk-off or something like that. However, no, the Chicago Cubs were able to come in and they were able to slam that door shut. The Chicago Cubs scored all their runs off the bat of one Kyle Tucker. And again, it's just good to see him taking confident swings, him being confident at the plate, and him just being able to figure out what he needs to do. And again, I told you guys before, he was kind of coming out of that May slump. So he talked to Taylor McGregor, and she got this information out of him. Kyle said, I feel a little bit better. I started to feel a little bit better, probably my second at bat yesterday. Just to get a feeling in the box. I felt like I could work with, and I'm kind of searching for that little bit. But I just feel like I've stayed better through the ball and directional and everything in the last 5 to 8 at bats or so. So I feel like that's something to work with and build off of. Then after that, Taylor asked him, so your second at bat yesterday, is there a pitch or something that allows you to feel like more like yourself? Kyle responded with, I don't know if it's necessarily a pitch or something. It's more just a feeling in the box in terms of whether it's your stance or hand positions or hips or just your direction that you're trying to go with the ball, with the intent. I had like a numbness feeling for a little while, just trying to search for that. But I felt a lot better recently, just trying to build off of that. So Kyle Tucker is literally figuring his way out. And like I said, he is a fastball hitter. He's a hitter all around, but he is definitely a professional fastball hitter. And if he's able to catch those fastballs, we are going to see a lot more Kyle Tucker. A lot more Kyle Tucker, like I said, and a lot better version of Kyle Tucker, closer to the MVP version that we saw the first 3 weeks of the season. Kyle Tucker is figuring it out, man. Like I said, it's a new team. It's a new area. It's a new spot. I know yesterday's episode, I was talking about the fact that Tucker looked kind of like, disinterested in playing for the Cubs. He didn't necessarily look happy and things like that. But today he was all smiles. They talked to him after the game. He was all smiles. He was laughing. He was in the dugout laughing with his teammates and things like that. So, I mean, like I said, this day to day, we don't really know. We really don't know. None of us know exactly what is going to happen with Tucker and his contract extension. He very well could stay with the Chicago Cubs. He very well could leave the Chicago Cubs. We honestly really just don't know. But with all that being said, it's great to see him be the one leading and guiding this team. One thing that he talked about in his interview with Taylor was that, all these guys can rake. Seiya Suzuki, Dansby Swanson, Michael Busch can rake too. I mean, like I said, he's kind of been a little bit off. He almost got a home run today, but it hit off the top of the pad instead of going out into the outfield. But I mean, like I said, Michael Busch can rake too. Pete Crow Armstrong, we already know what he's doing. You already know what Seiya Suzuki is doing. You already know, like I said, I mean, Carson Kelly and Miguel Amaya, all those guys. And really, Matt Shaw can too. Like I said, Nico Horner is probably the only one in the lineup that I would say cannot hit home runs. Outside of that, everybody else in that lineup can hit home runs. And once Matt Shaw gets more comfortable in the big leagues, and once he figures out, just like Pete Crow Armstrong figured it out, the Chicago Cubs are really going to be dangerous. Really going to be dangerous. And they got those youngsters under team control for a long time, which is also a blessing because it allows them to be able to afford to pay Kyle Tucker probably almost a third of his next contract before they have to re-up with Pete Crow or Matt Shaw. So like I said, the Chicago Cubs are in a good way. Another person that was in a good way is our main topic for today, and that is Cade Horton. Now, I want to be clear about this. Cade Horton did not have his best outing today. But today's outing actually proved more to me than Cade Horton pitching and having all his pitches go his way. Because we've seen that from Cade Horton before. But the true test of a great pitcher, a pitcher that can lead this team, that can be a future ace, is a pitcher that when your stuff isn't going, you're able to battle. I liken it to back in the days of John Lester. I liken it back into the days of Jake Arrieta. I liken it back into those championship days when we were building something. I look for pitchers that can battle. And I believe Shota Imanaga can battle. I've seen Justin Steele battle. I've seen these guys come in and not have their best stuff and still be able to keep the game close enough in striking distance, not give up home runs, not give up too many walks. Cade Horton for today, his stats read as 5.1 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts on 92 pitches, 54 of those being strikes. He has an ERA of 4.40. That ERA is steadily dropping down because Cade has been doing a really good job. I'm telling you guys. So, I mean, the question of the day, what did you guys think about Cade Horton's start today? I was more impressed with Cade Horton's start today than the other 2 times we've seen him this season because he was able to battle. He was able to figure out how to get outs. And, of course, he had a defense behind him and Dansby Swanson, Matt Shaw, Nico Horner, and Michael Busch that had that infield on lock. No mistakes made. So like I said, so if he did give up a hard hit ball, a lot of the times they were catching those, or a lot of times they were throwing big guys out. Even when the bases got loaded, the Chicago Cubs still took care of business, and that's what happens. And that's the advantage of having a great infield behind you, having probably the best shortstop in the game this season, or at least in the National League so far this season, in Dansby Swanson. As what is great about having a Golden Glover in Nico Horner backing you up, a future Golden Glovers in Michael Busch and in Matt Shaw. That's right, I'm calling it already. I don't know if it's going to be this season, but those guys will win Gold Gloves in their time in Chicago. Both of those guys are great defensively. But when you look at that, you understand that the Chicago Cubs defense is not to be played with. And it allows the pitcher to go on the attack. And then the outfield is just as good. Ian Happ, Kyle Tucker, and PCA. I mean, come on, man. What more could you ask for? So, like I said, Cade came out and he was able to grind through this game, get through 5 innings, get the outs that he needed. And again, he wasn't the one to secure the win because that didn't come to after he was out of the game, but he still did a really, really great job. And like I said, that's what you look for. What do you do when your best pitches aren't going? How do you react to that? What are you saying about that? Cade showed today that he's able to handle it. And I couldn't be more proud of him. Like I said, I'm still in the boat of move Ben Brown to the bullpen once Shota Imanaga returns in June and keep Cade Horton up here in the majors. You might as well. You might as well. He has dominated the minors. He's shown you what you need to see in the minors. He's checked off every box. There's no reason to send him back. Keep Cade Horton in the majors and let him pitch the rest of this season in Justin Steele's spot. That's just my thought. That's my thought process behind it. Let me know what you guys think. Should they keep Cade Horton up in the majors? Once again, I thank you all so much for viewing this episode. If you like the content that you've seen, please go ahead, like, share, and subscribe. Also, please make sure that you leave a comment below and tell me, who do you guys think should Cade Horton stay up when Shota Imanaga comes back in June? Let me know your comments, your thoughts below. I appreciate each and every last one of you. Also, let me know your thoughts on Kyle Tucker saying something finally clicked. He has figured something out, and he's excited for what's next. The Chicago Cubs are off tomorrow. So, like I said, we will still do an episode. We'll have a little fun tomorrow, actually. We're gonna talk some pie in the sky. But outside of that, I appreciate each and every last one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Chicago Cubs Central. Remember, we fly that W here. Chicago Cubs just won another series. We all got to celebrate. That's right. Appreciate each and every last one of you. Thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, go Cubs, go. I'm your boy, Mike Jones. Peace.
Thank you for watching another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, the #1 spot for all Chicago Cubs content. Remember to like, share, subscribe for more Cubs content.